we've been talking a lot and all this stuff and why kids don't belong at Pride, right? So this last week, it's one of the most ironic things because we say that kids don't belong at Pride, but yet when Blaire White shows the video from these Pride events, she gets censored. They age restricted her video on YouTube because they said it's not for anybody under the age of 18. Yet she was showing exactly why these events are not for kids under 18 and that there were kids in the audience watching this. Kind of proved her point. She actually told me, so I wrote this up and I got a quote from Blaire. I said, she told me, other than the frustration that this move by YouTube limits my ability to speak out about what goes on at Pride parades, I actually do not contest their decision because it reinforces my opinion that Pride is not for kids. The real issue is why an event deemed too inappropriate for YouTube is somehow culturally viewed as appropriate for children or for children in attendance. How is that even the case? That I mean, she makes the point. Like it kind of reminds me a lot about when you see some of these mom groups who, if you didn't know, last week the Southern Poverty Law Center called them all hate groups. But when you see like one of these moms go to a school board meeting and start reading from the books that they want taken out of the library, and then the school board ends up stopping them in the mid-sentence saying, you can't read that here, there's children present, and the only response that you really need to do is say is exactly. Because there's a reason why these books should not be in their libraries, because they're not made for, they shouldn't be doing this. Now, I won't play the video on here because if I played the video, it would probably get me banned from, it would probably get this video age restricted as well. But the video, it was from Los Angeles Pride. It was a Libs of TikTok thing. You could actually see it. Now, what you could do is, and so it showed, so you can go there and on Libs of TikTok and see the video, but it showed this truck driving and that in the back of the truck, there was men in bondage gear and one man was whipping the other. And that was deemed appropriate for children, but not for YouTube. Like, this is why you don't bring your kids to Pride. I've always said you can have kids at Pride, you can have kink at Pride, but you cannot have both at Pride. Like, you have to choose one or the other. And I don't understand why Pride has become a kink fest. It doesn't make sense. Like, what is it about Pride that says this is what's going to be socially acceptable here? It has nothing to do with sexuality. Straight people have sexuality, have. Sorry, my dog is barking. So, but straight people have kinks, but they don't promote them as part of like straight pride, right? I mean, they promote, they keep that stuff kind of behind closed doors or behind the closed doors of adult establishments where they like to frequent. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is exactly what it is. Courtney says straight people do BDSM in their private dungeons away from the public. And Psycho 216 says Pride parades should simply stop. They've gone too far. I completely agree. I honestly, Pride should be a day at this point. Like, let's just do Pride, like a day of Pride. Why is that not taking that off? Okay. And welcome in, Psycho 216. You got to hang out with my dad yesterday. Okay. Let's see. But it is really interesting. But I mean, and Blaire's right. They said we reviewed your content and determined it may not be suitable for viewers under the age of 18 per our community guidelines. Yeah, that's what we've been saying. So thank you, YouTube. I mean, at least you have some standards, but you would only enforce this on probably Mayor Blaire. And actually, there's it's interesting because all of my videos, I do want to point this out because I had pointed this out for this. All of my videos have been getting ad limited. So, which means that they don't violate YouTube's rules, and it's not, promoted, it's not limited to 18 and over, but it's some advertisers, not suitable for some advertisers. So I do question, like, if my videos are not suitable for some advertisers, and yet those advertisers are possibly, sponsoring drag shows, yeah, it doesn't make sense. But I think that this might be why I've been getting censored from YouTube. Like, my videos have not been getting monetized by YouTube.